individual responsibility to do our jobs. You only need to worry about your job. Let everybody else take care of what they're supposed to do. Starting goal for us tonight is Smith. Back end, Kulak and Cece. Up front, Kaner, Davo, Yamo.
Welcome back, guys. My name is Patrick, and this is the Fanatic Rundown. The Edmonton Oilers have officially clinched home ice advantage with a hard-fought and dominant 5-1 victory over the Pittsburgh Penguins. For the first 40 minutes, you could tell this was a battle between two evenly matched teams. The Oilers had the lead on the shot clock, but both teams battled and traded scoring chances that would eventually see the Oilers take a 2-1 lead into the third period. Evan Bouchard got things started in the first with a perfectly placed shot, aided by Yamamoto providing the distraction in front of Pittsburgh's Casey DeSmith. With Tristan Jarry lost to injury, DeSmith stepped in and gave a solid performance on a night where the Oilers would once again prove to just be too overwhelming. The Oilers took a 1-0 lead into the second period. And in the second, it looked like Evan Bouchard had his second goal of the night off another pristine snipe, but ultimately the goal would be called back, as it turned out the Oilers had entered the zone offside a short time earlier. Not long after the goal was called back, Jeff Carter answered for the Penguins, tying the game at 1. But tonight, the Oilers were on a mission and refused to let the turn of events faze them. Off a perfectly placed ozone rush, Evander Kane fired home his 22nd goal of the season, giving the Oilers a 2-1 lead, and it would turn out to be the winning goal. Like I said, the first 40 minutes were a very close battle, but in the third, the Oilers took over. On the power play, Zach Hyman batted home a rebound past a sprawled Casey DeSmith to give the Oilers a 3-1 lead. Again on the power play, Connor McDavid, with the play of the game tonight, roofed a beauty over DeSmith to give the Oilers a 4-1 lead. The Penguins would pull DeSmith in the closing minutes to make an attempt at a comeback, but it would be fruitless. Mike Smith made a couple attempts at the empty net, but unfortunately couldn't bury it. Derek Brassard would put the puck into the empty net, but once again the Oilers would be offside, and the goal was called back. Moments later, Zach Kassian put in an empty netter that did count, his first goal since early January, giving the Oilers a 5-1 lead, and ultimately a 5-1 victory. The win was obviously huge for the Oilers. They clinch home ice advantage for the first round of the playoffs, and Connor McDavid delivers another statement game against Sidney Crosby and the Penguins. The Oilers didn't run Pittsburgh out of the building, but they were the better team tonight, and Connor McDavid was the player of the game tonight, putting together a 4-point performance. Mike Smith was again stellar, especially in the second period when the game was still close. He helped to preserve the lead until the Oilers could deliver the third period death blow. Overall, I think the Oilers and Penguins are two very evenly matched teams. These two teams battling would make an excellent playoff series. The Penguins have dominated the Oilers for years, so picking up 2 straight wins over them in convincing fashion goes a long way in showing how far the Oilers have come. Brett Kulak got a promotion to the top pairing with Cody Ceci and didn't look out of place. Kulak has proven to be an excellent acquisition, providing extremely valuable depth, with the Oilers playing without Darnell Nurse. It's still the hope that Nurse is ready to go for Game 1 of the playoffs, but there is no guarantee. The Oilers should have Jesse Puljujärvi back to close out the year against San Jose and Vancouver, which is great of course, as the Oilers want to get him up and running for the postseason. Overall, the Oilers played another statement game. They were relentless against the Pens tonight, and took it to them when it mattered most. After blowing a 2-1 lead going into the third period against Columbus last game, this was the perfect bounce-back game for the Oil. That's all for me for tonight, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys, and I'll see you soon. Take care.